Who wants to read first? Let's go with Vanessa. So pointer fingers. Ricardo, pointer finger. And Vanessa, you may begin.
Sitting on the side of the boat,
The photographer.
fixes her
Scuba.
tank and mask. She waves to a man in a fishing boat. Then she dives backward into the clear water of the Florida Keys. She swims, breathing through her
Regulator.
A large, colorful coral reef is laid out before her eyes. See
Anemones.
red, line, fish,
Gouty.
parrotfish,
Parrotfish.
yellow, angelfish, and other animals learners as they go about their businesses. Life in this reef has
Flourished.
and ground.
So you guys, there was a lot of words in this first paragraph that we might not necessarily know. So can we look through there with your elbow partner for maybe 30 seconds and box the words you might not know in this one, okay? I'm going to come back to you. You can highlight them. What words did you guys not know in this one? Edwin, you have any? You can highlight if you don't want to box.
Yeah, it's going to be easier to highlight this. So the other words I don't know is
What words don't you know, Irene? Flourish is a good one. Oh, what's that? Let's see. Gouty. That's a good one. We don't know what that means.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Eyes back up here. Class. So, did anyone have any words they did not know in this first paragraph? Alyssa?
regulator.
Regulator's a good one. So where did you find regulator?
First paragraph, fourth line.
First paragraph, fourth line down, you guys. Let's box that one. Regulator. So she's breathing through her regulator. What do you guys think that might mean if you're breathing through a regulator? Isaac?
A regulator, is like where you dive in and like there's like some oxygen inside like a container so that when you swim you can breathe in air.
I think he's pretty close. So something to do with oxygen in your container. Joshua, what else?
I think it's like a mask and like a breather.
Very good. Yeah, it's some type of mask that we go scuba diving with, and they breathe out of it. Is there any other words that we might not know in that one? Genevieve? Huh?
Flourish.
Flourish. Is that the one on the very end of that paragraph?
Yeah.
Let's all box that one. Life in the reef has flourished and grown. What do you guys think flourished means? If life is flourishing in the reef, and a lot of animals are swimming around, if plants are growing, what is that, Bailey?
Like it's like grown new like coral, so like
Donnie, that's a one.
so that like the fish can like be in there since like sometimes like if like the coral dies and fish try to go to another reef.
Oh, so if the coral dies, life isn't flourishing, right? So maybe what do we think flourish might mean? Ricardo?
Flourish might mean when like everything around it does not have that much life, like everything died.
Maybe that's the opposite of flourish. So if that's the opposite of flourished, Isaac, what do you think?
I think flourish means like it gets taller.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use that. It's life in the reef, it's getting taller, it's getting bigger, everything is growing. So life is flourishing. So maybe what we could put under our first note is our second note could be, let's see. fish and plants grow in the reef? Grow in the reef. Instead of flourishing, let's say fish and plants grow in the reef. They grow big. There's lots of them. All right, and pencils up when you're done with that one. Good. Let's see. Who wants to read for me paragraph dose? But before we get there, if I pick on you, I'll pick Alyssa. Alyssa, what do you think connections means? The heading first. Let's see if she can figure it out first. Connections, Alyssa. What do we think connections might mean?
Maybe that the coral reef and the fish have connected.
Ooh, that the coral reef and the fish have connections. Can we agree with that one? Isaac, what do you think?
I think connections might mean like the reef and the fish and the plants. They're all connected to each other, like they're the same.
They're all the same, and maybe in this ecosystem they're all connected. I like that. So you guys, let's add that note. The plants, fish, and coral reef are all connected. That is a very good note. The plant, the fish, and the coral reef are all connected in this coral reef ecosystem. Let's film our students over here doing it too, okay? Thank you, Eliza. Good notes. All right, you guys, pencils up when you're done, so I can see you're done. Looks like we're almost ready. All right, Alyssa, read for us paragraph 2.
The photographer knows the plants and animals in the reef ecosystem need each other to survive. Reefs are made up of billions of tiny animals called coral palpus. Plant-like algae live inside the coral.
I'm going to pause you there, you guys. Let's all box or highlight palpus. That's a word we've never seen before. Very good. You're already a step ahead of us. Reefs are made up of billions of tiny animals called coral palpus. All right, Jordan, keep reading for us. Plant-like
algae live inside the coral. The algae use a process called photosynthesis to turn energy from sun into food for themselves and the coral. In return, the coral gives the algae a home and the carbon dioxide needed for the
photosynthesis. Let's all say photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Okay, keep reading for us.
Algae are a part of a part of the food chain called producers. Producers make their own energy.
Okay, so guys, producers in the coral reef, they make their own energy. What else do producers make in the coral reef for the fish in the reef? Oh, yeah, Amy, I like that. Amy, what was it? Oh, you didn't? Producers. What do producers make in the coral reef, you guys? Joshua? They make their own food. That's right. They make food for the other fish in the reef. So let's add that note. Producers. How should I write that note? Joshua, producers what? Producers make, how about not just their own food, they make food for what?
Fish and the plants.
Other fish in the coral reef. Producers make their own food and food for other
No,
Fish.
producers make their own energy.
Producers make their own food and they make food for other fish. That's right. And food is another word for energy because when you eat food, it gives you energy. Okay, Donnie, you're going to be reading next for us.
Can I read accidentally?
Sure. All right, Donnie, read for us that next paragraph. The photographer
Sees a blue yellow polar fish nibbling the coral. She takes a picture. The polar fish breaks apart the coral to get a algae filled pulpus inside. In a food chain, the polar fish is
hold on. The parrotfish.
The parrotfish is a consumer. Consumers cannot produce their own energy. As the parrotfish eats a algae, energy is passed through the food chain.
All right, so you guys, eyes up here. Eyes up here. So, consumers now. What does a consumer do in the ecosystem? Nathan? Consumers don't make their food. What do they do, Nathan? They hide their food? They find their food. Yeah, do we agree with that?
Yeah.
Let's add that note. Consumers find food, and who do you guys think makes the food? Someone in the back table over here. Back tables. Who do you guys think makes the food for the consumers? Aiden?
The producers?
The producers. Consumers find food that producers make. That's exactly right. Consumers find food that producers make.
I have another thing you can add.
What's another note we could add, Jordan?
You could put at the bottom producer and then put a dash and then put coral/polyps and then put consumer and a dash and then put parrotfish.
Oh, so you're saying a producer. So who are the producers right now, Jordan?
The coral and the polyps.
So let's say coral. I like that note. Producers are coral and polyps.
Producers.
And then who are the consumers in this one?
The parrotfish.
The parrotfish.
Put more down, please. You put more down. Okay.
So we know that the producers in this ecosystem are the coral and the pulpus. And we know that the consumers are the parrotfish. All right, and Donnie. Oh, you already read for us. Let's have
It's me.
Elijah read for us that last paragraph.
In the distance, the
Photographer.
the photographer notices the long
Silver.
silver body of a
Barracuda.
lurking. The sea grass
Ripples.
in the current, swaying back and forth. It almost hides the hungry predator. She snaps a photo and swings on.
And swims on. So very good, you guys. So we just took all of these notes. Why we read. Now with your elbow partner, look at these notes and see if you can come up with the main idea of today's reading.
I think the main idea.
So discuss it with your elbow partner.
I think the main idea is maybe like
Oh, I think it's about how the coral reefs are.
What do you guys think the main idea might be?
I think the main idea is the producers and consumers and the coral reef.
What about them in the coral reef?
That they're connected.
That they're connected. I like that. What do you guys think the main idea might be?
I think the main idea is how types of animals are
are connected in the coral reef.
Very good. All right, you guys, eyes up here.
It's not about that. It's about something else, I think.
I heard some great suggestions on what we think the main idea might be. So let's have Vanessa, tell me, what was your idea for the main idea?
I thought the main idea was like how many types of fish are connected in the coral reef.
So it's not just fish that are connected. What else is connected, Melanie?
The coral reef is connected with the fish too.
Right, so plants and animals are connected.